FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Monday, February 13th, one day before Valentine's Day. And it's a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. Once again, this is C.A. Newry, and I shall be your host for today as I have a discussion about the inner city. Actually, this is a very important conversation I plan to have about for me because I came out of a particular area, right? I came out of a particular area of Hay Street, of East Street, that Market Street area, you know, right down the road from Peter Street, Kwaku Street, where we call that the brink of the hill. We don't call it over the hill. We call it the brink of the hill. And of late, like at least up to 1 year ago, my community was in the news of having serious crimes, serious problems. In fact, they were known of having like a murder every other month, right? And I was saying to my friends, my schoolmates, can anything good come from this community? You know, I said, every time we hear about you all, it's rough. It's like nothing is working. Then, of course, there's a community leader there, right, who I grew up with, right? And I've brought him on the show before, and we went over his transition to be a community leader, right? And he has made a commitment to create change within this community. And I remember partnering with him on several occasions to do several programs. And I asked him again, can anything good come from this community? Why do you continue to sacrifice yourself, spend your money, put your shoulders to the wheel? Isn't this tiresome, man? Why you keep on doing it? You don't get no thank you. And he said, no, Newry, I'm doing this because I'm a part of the community and change must come. And I said, okay. Since it's you, I'm willing to help. But you guide me. You guide me and tell me what all it is to do, you need done. So today, I brought him back today. And it's Valentino Brown, Scroogey. I call him Scroogey, right? And everyone knows him. He has his own talk show. It comes on Friday evening, right? But 6:30, I think it is, right? And I brought him on the show to do a progress report. A progress report because he always said, man, things are going smoothly, things are going right, things are improving in the community, Cecil. You just need to come here and see the difference. And I said, okay, I can bring you on Monday, and I want you to tell me about the difference. Because, you know, sometimes I could be a doubting Thomas, and I said, no. This time, I need to know one or two successes so I can herald them, so I can say, well done, child. Well done. I see it. I see the change. I believe. I want to be a believer. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to hear Scroogey's progress, for him to give a progress report for that area. And I define that area again as the Hay Street area. It goes from as far as Lewis Street. And I even might go on top of the hill, Jail Alley, and then come down to Lewis Street, then go down to, from C.A. Walker, you see, Scroogey Seagram all the way up to C.A. Walker, go down to Taylor Street, then go to Ross Corner.
Then come back up to Market Street.
And then come back up to Market Street. Yes, right? So that's what I'm going to have, the progress report there. And without further ado, I welcome you, Scroogey.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Newry, and to all the listeners, pleasure to be on.
Yes. So I'll start with this. You have partnered with one or two NGOs.
Yes, sir.
Non-government organization, non-profit organizations.
Yes.
Let's start with there. I want to know who all you have partnered with. First, name your group, what you have underneath your belt, what you the executive officer of. Then name the groups that you have partnered with, and then name one or two of the commitments that you have done, accomplished, programs that you have started. Let's start with that.
Okay. When you're saying partners, one of my main partners is Lenahan Bahamas.
Okay, I heard about Lenahan. That's Lucas, right?
Yeah, Lucas Metropolis. That's my partner. That's one of the main
And
partners.
tell me about what that does.
Well, Lenahan Bahamas is a component, and either we came up to help the basic needs of the community. We needed a proper educational center. We need a proper structure to teach programs to the inner city youths, but we also need a program for the older persons. And we didn't have a structure in the community that deals with the community. So meeting up with Lucas Metropolis, actually meeting up with Miss Alexander Millis and the Millis family, linked me to Lucas Metropolis. And we partnership, we met Mr. Dorset, and we started a wonderful program where we had a property that was donated by the Dorset family. And they're just some of the partners. I'm just calling names who are partners.
And I'll question you on that so I can understand it. So the larger Bohemian audience can understand what is happening inside the community.
Okay, go ahead.
Where is Lendahan headquarters?
Lendahan headquarters is to Lewis Street East.
So it's in the inner city.
It is in the inner city.
Okay, and that is ran and operated by Lucas. Can't pronounce his last
Lucas
name.
Metropolis, along with Ms. Sheila Pritchett and many other sponsors. Many other sponsors in the Bahamas and abroad.
And this is the old Dorset's property that was renovated.
Yes, Parky Dorset, Mr. Dorset from East Street Gospel Chapel and the Dorset family. Mm-hmm. And they donated the property for this cause.
Here, have this property.
Because it was a great idea for the community. Because we wanted to give back, and we saw where the youths and the teenagers didn't have no, programs. And we wanted to find deep in the heart because we knew about the area, we knew what happened. And by me being a person who was a former gang leader, now turned community activist, when I speak, people listen. And it's a great idea for everyone to come together. And we started the program.
And then delving in it, right? Lucas is not from the community.
Lucas is from Florida. Mm-hmm. I met him through Miss Alexander Millis, former director of
the Ranfully
Home for Children. Mm-hmm. She saw me a few years prior on the ZNS News with now induced coma CB Moss. I hope that he gets a speedy recovery. My prayers are with him, just as well as everyone present in the country and around the world. And that connection brought us Lucas, who was doing a similar program, Fishing for Families in Florida. Mm-hmm. And when he came down here, Miss Millis introduced him to me because she saw the work I was doing with the kids in the community, and we wanted to find a constructive program. And we started a fishing program with Lucas, and then from there, we started to do a program on my place, which I was already doing. And I suggested to him, he asked me, how can I help you? I see what the problem is with your community. How can I help you? I say, Lucas, if we can build a community center, that'll be the number one thing we could do right now at this moment.
So a community center was built.
Yes.
What all is housed in the community center?
Computer classes. We have many different programs. Sewing classes, robotic classes, anger management classes, maritime classes. We have a program for old people in the community to have an old people's day where they go around the community in the grandstand area that we talked about, pick them up, bring them to the center, and give them treats.
And you call them pick them up? What do you mean by pick them up?
Go and pick them up.
Okay.
We have a ride that goes and pick them up, or some of them come because it's in the vicinity, but we send out messages, what Lenan does, to the family, or call them, and then they go pick them up, and they assemble by the center, and they get treats and gifts.
Mm-hmm. And just so the listening audience can appreciate it, when does all of this happen? This is like only on Sundays? This happens?
No, this is every day.
It's every day?
It's a special day pick out for the older folks. It's a special day pick out for the kids.
It's scheduled.
It's scheduled.
But every day something.
Every day something's going on. We just had a feeding program around the COVID-19 that we gave away tons and tons of grocery. But I don't like to talk about it because that's not what we're all about.
But this is a progress report. I need to understand what is happening in this community. Because you're saying that there's success there.
Yes, there's a lot of children who went up for scholarship.
I want to know. See, you started talking about scholarship. I didn't know nothing about scholarship. So I want to know. I want to appreciate. And I want to take this time to thank Lucas and his team.
Yes, Mitzi Burrows, Miss Sheila Pritchett, who's been outstanding. Miss Mitzi Burrows is the director. Mm-hmm. Sheila Pritchett, who... she just goes out there and she looks for sponsors from all around the country so that they can be given to the inner city people. Whether it's beds, whether it's grocery, whether it's iPod, phones, whatever you could imagine.
So all this is happening.
All this is happening. We give the kids phone. There's a lot of stuff happening in our community. You talked about the Wallen community. Grandstand that I reside in, when I was a gangster, when we were gangsters, was one of the most violent communities in Nassau, New Providence. You mentioned we used to have murders just about every few months, shooting every
so
day.
often your names get called, but not recently.
Okay, you notice we have a trend on. A trend on is because working with different people, working with Salem Union Baptist Church, Huda Road.
And that's another person that you're partnering with.
Yes, because when he came as part of the church, he wanted to make a difference in the inner city community. But he wanted to find persons.
Let me slow you down.
Go ahead.
Let me slow you down.
You direct traffic.
Yes. You talk with Lucas. Now we're transitioning. Now that's lend a hand.
That's lend a hand.
Now we're
The
transitioning
church.
to Salem Baptist Church.
The church.
And who at Salem Baptist Church are you partnering with?
I partner with the number one pastor, Pastor Huda Road.
Okay, Pastor Rowe.
Yes, sir.
And tell me about the partnership.
The partnership started about 10, 11 years ago. This is when the area was very violent. I was out of the gangster world. I'm now a community activist. And in doing so, Huda Roll was just became a head pastor after R.E. Sanders. Dr. Sanders passed away. He inherited the church. And what he wanted to do was when he came in the community, he wanted to find out who is the respective person. If it's a pastor who's respected in the area or someone in high society. It came out, it was me who was recommended to him. He asked numerous persons throughout the community, older person, younger person, and everyone said that if you want to make an impact and you want to know what's going on and to work with somebody, I was mentioned. He came with me, meet up. We talked for a little while. I told him it's going to be very difficult. A lot of people have heard the same talks. The pastors come in the area wanting to help, but then at the end of the day, they don't give their full heart and dedication to development. But Pastor Udorola was different. He was one who was to listen. You know, instead of him just talking, he listened to what I had to say. You understand? Mm-hmm. And he listened. And he took that in, write it down, and he applied it to his church.
So I need to know, again, this is a progress program. What have you and Salem Baptist Church, Pastor Roll, have done? Tangible things.
Tangible things. Let's talk about saving life or death. Mm-hmm. Tangible things. At this time, we had a high new gang. I was a border boys. And we trained the next generation who became the Mad Ass Crew. Mm-hmm. The leader of Mad Ass Crew, I met at a particular nightclub, and he talked to me specifically like he wanted to get out now. He done got shot a few times. He shoot a few persons himself. Been to prison a few times. Now, his father recommended me because me and his father used to fight. Okay, war, shoot at one another. Mm-hmm. So now he was in the bar, and he said, my daddy said, you need to look at that guy because he heard me on the radio. He said, see Scrooge there? They call him Scrooge now. You see him there? See how he changed his life around? You see what happened? See he telling you what happened on the radio because, you know, I tell the truth on the radio. I don't lie about nothing I talk about. But what come in my mouth is the truth. And anyone can tell you that. When I was on the streets, I tell the truth. When I'm on the radio, I tell the truth. When I speak to the people, I tell the truth. All right? So he came to me at Roach Club, and he told me, he said, man, brother, I need to get out. Now he leading a crew of guys who are doing enormous murders, enormous shooting. All right? And he came to me, and he started to talk to me. And this is the same time Pastor Udorola became leader of the church. And he said, man, you could help me? I say, something happened for a reason. They said, just met somebody. We're going to see how serious this pastor is. I told him, there's some things I can't handle as a guy from the street, you know? Mm-hmm. It's bothering me. I have to find someone who can be able to help. So I said, I can get back to you. I said, give me a day or two, let me talk to somebody, and I can see if anything will go. So I went to Pastor Udorola, and I said to Pastor Udorola, that's when all the phones were snatching. Remember, there was a lot of phones snatching all around Nassau. People just running up to people and jacking them off the bus stop, jacking them with the car, and just jacking phones all over Nassau. And this is a problem in our community. House breaking, car stealing, all this was going on. And this was just a bunch of young guys doing this to get money to buy guns. Young guys just doing these things to get an iPhone and whatever just so they could buy a gun. Because this is when crime was high, shooting was crazy now. So that's when the politicians are the one that get guns. All right? You remember that? Okay. So I met with Pastor Udorola. I said, this is the leader of this gang. I said, boss, you're dealing with some serious guys. I can carry the two. And I'm going to, I could call it name.
No, you don't have to.
I could call it name.
You can go, I mean, if you're comfortable calling people names, call it name.
I call it name. One is, I call him Daddy Eyes. and the next one is Elroy Bryce. You know, they changed around their life now. They met. The first time they said, let's meet up with these particular guys. So the guys got all their guys who were involved in the gang and who were involved in major crimes, right, around the country. And they were supposed to meet, but we couldn't find them that day. So Pastor said, man, they flam us. I said, no, man, Pastor, something might happen. So I went back around. I got the okay from Mr. Bryce. And he said, we're going to meet. He said, man, the reason we don't meet because these pastors joking. They're just like the politicians. They say they want to help. But when they come around, you know, they ain't want to do nothing. You know, they say one thing and then do the next thing. So I say, man, let's trust this one. So he said, okay, it's good because it's you. So they said, we're going to be a specific spot. We met you, Woods Alley. I'm only doing this because it's the country now. And I want to slow down the murders. I want to slow down this 34. You know, I want to do something good. And the pastor asked. And they were there. So when we reached there, Pastor met about 17 guys. So I say, Pastor, this is the leader. This is the next leader. These are the leaders. I said, now, Pastor, I'm going to stand by the pump and let y'all have a discussion. So I left them there for about 30, 40 minutes. They had a discussion with these group of guys. And when it was finished, Pastor come sweating dead sweat. You know, he said, man, the guys didn't tell me some of the stuff, this and that, and they want to see how they can slow it down. So what that did, he had a relationship with guys who he never knew, come in the community that he just reached in. He was able to talk to these guys, and they started to slow down the stealing the phones. These guys went out. They talked to all the young guys who they knew were stealing phones and etc. And they stopped stealing them. The stealing in the area decreased. The breaking in the cars decreased. So you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Newry? So that's what Salem did. And because of that, it started to break down the crime level in our community. So that's what Salem did. And they did back to school. They're doing programs year round. They did a census report to find out who the less fortunate is in the community. If their house is damaged, they also repaired a few houses as recommendation when we talk. You know, so they removed a lot of dialect vehicles. They broken down one or two abandoned houses.
So Salem Baptist Church
Yes.
will own the pastor assist with derelict vehicles.
They were doing all this in the
helping
state.
people house renovation and stuff like that.
Yes, they were doing all this. I had advice of a young man, community leader, who gave them some advice on what the church can do.
The church was doing this.
Yeah, and still is.
And the church, Salem Baptist Church.
Salem Baptist is doing this. I'm doing back to school. I'm doing programs right now. What they're supposed to be doing. And that's because me and Pastor Hugh Road sit down, he stayed quiet.
And just listen.
And he just listened.
That's good to hear.
And now he's telling other churches and having me sit down with him talking to other pastors and what they can do in their respective community. So he's teaching them, come with the four walls. Go on the highways and byways like Jesus Christ or Yahshua did. Okay? To make a difference. Visit people's homes. That's what the church is.
So that's two.
That's two.
I hear the Len Bahamas. I hear Salem Baptist Church. Who else have you partnered with in your community?
In the community?
Yes. Or wider Bahamas to help the community?
The IDB Bank.
The International Development Bank.
Yes. You want to know about that?
I want to know how you get to know the International Development Bank people.
The International Development Bank was a recommendation by Yuli Wogus. He is the creator at Central Bank. We met. Thanks to Antonio Roberts. He recommended me to the IDB Bank because of my extensive history with the community and being a former gang leader. The IDB requested me to come and sit down with a representative from the Latin America. I can't remember his name, but he was one of the chief executive office. And his job was to come down and find ways how we could deal with, eliminate poverty and the crime problem in the country. And the IDB sat me down, and I had different interviews personally with a board of people, and I was telling them the problem we face as a country, telling them what the poverty,
But how did that help your community?
It helped tremendously.
I won't know.
Okay.
It's a
Let me
progress report.
explain. In return, the IDB started to recommend stuff like local government. Okay, they started local government talk started to come up because they started to sit down people with the local government board. Renan Hadfield them came after we started the conversation with IDB Bike to start local government in the country. The IDB was also the one to set up the program, the Urban Design Lab with Latin America, where they had the University of Austria from the European nation was in partnership with the Bahamas government in 2013 under the former Christie administration on recommendation from the IDB to bring professionals in to see how they could tie in Bay Street to over the hill so that we create an economy to reduce poverty, crime, housing, and et cetera, and et cetera. So when you saw the overhead initiative or the urban design, it started with the urban design lab in 2013. That was the blueprint to empower the overhead initiative with housing, small business, beautification, cleanup, and whatever you could imagine. And tie in basically where we get a tourist to come over the hill so that we can start to empower the individuals in the community after we properly train them in the tourism industry so that we can have empowerment in the in-city community.
So IDB gives you a plan, an overarching plan, or and a dream of what the community can do and can accomplish.
Well, see, Mr. Newry, I have everything documented.
I see you have a whole bag full of books and papers.
Yeah. See, I have everything documented. See, I have no talk. This is the program right now. The government of the Bahamas and everyone is falling right out. Take a look.
It's a thick book, you know.
Yeah, look at it.
Read it, and you have pictures.
That's the Bahamas government in 2013. That cost about $1.7 million. And if you look in that, you'd see my ideas on that with students, ideas from the people from University of the Bahamas, Rosemary Hanna, Antonius Roberts, Yuli Rogas, and all this is a plan here for the development. You see the cruise spot in that? You'd see everything in that. The development of the cruise spot, the government grant now you see again develop the sidewalks and all of that. We all play a part of that. That's what the ideas is given.
I talking to Scroogey, Valentino Brown, right? And we're talking about the accomplishments of his community. And this is a progress report because he brags about his community, about change, and say, well, change is not coming. Change is here.
Yes.
Right? And I said, man, you got to tell me about this change because I need to see it. I need to feel it. And he's giving me a progress report. But we have a caller here, and I wanted to have the caller engage us. So producer, patch the caller through. Let me see what the caller has to say. Good morning, caller. How you doing? Caller, can you hear me? No, hang up. Sorry about that, caller. I'm sorry it took too long, right? So I understand that you have a number of partnerships. Right? And that a number of activities are happening, and I'm trying to go through these activities, right? And I'm going to give you one specifically, right? I was driving through Lewis Street, and somebody painting on the walls.
Okay.
I want to know who painting on the walls and who gave him permission to paint on the walls.
Now, when you're saying that is a beautification project. When you look at the community, we want the tourists to come to the community. There are a lot of walls to Lewis Street, okay? There are a few abandoned houses to Lewis Street. But the walls to the community are owned by the residents, and what I know are not owned by the residents are just abandoned walls. So the concept is to beautify the walls, put beautiful drawings on the wall. And we're working with Yuli Wogas, creator at Central Bank.
So you're doing professional people?
Yes.
Central Bank creator.
Also, my private sponsors who helped me out smartly.
When you want to call their name?
I'm going to call their name.
Please,
I have to call their name.
I need to know the narrative.
Brent Simonet and Robin Simonet.
Brent Simonet,
Brent Simonet, and they probably even get mad. They don't give me no heap amount of money. It's not about the money. It's about the beautification of the area. They're slowly helping me out, repairing little homes that are abandoned. This is my doing.
So no, I know
you understand?
My listening audience. I know you don't.
No, they need to listen to
names,
this.
But you are telling me that the Simonet family. So you
I've been helping in that grandson area for over 20 years.
He all the way from out west or out east where he lives.
He been helping for over 20 years in that community.
20 years
He been helping Pastor Ferguson, former commissioner of police.
I know Pastor Ferguson.
Don't you see Brent Simonet there every year? To Woods Alley sitting down there every year.
I saw.
He comes there every year. Every year.
He's a sponsor.
He's a sponsor. Him and his wife, Robin Simonet, they told me never to say it. But you know what I'm saying it because a lot of people out there always like to criticize, but they don't know what's going on. They have been assisting with Leonard Bombs, they've been assisting in small programs in the area for years.
Yes.
For years.
For yes.
For years. You know, and I don't look at them as rich. I don't look at nobody as rich because what you deserve is what you deserve. That's why they love me. That's why my partners love me.
You in there begging.
No, I don't beg. I don't take money for myself. I do it for a worthy cause. All the funds that I receive goes to Lenahan, Bahamas. Only my small projects. That's how serious it is. Yeah, let people talk that. And like I said, the seminars will probably get mad for me. They probably might not even give me the next sponsor.
No, man, they're good people.
Yeah, they're good people. That's just out of here. See, they don't do things for what you call publicity or... No. They do this because they saw I was the person struggling in the community. And they admire me, seeing me in the news and seeing me on TV. And they've been watching me for years. And they admire that.
And they reach out.
And they reach out.
Let me have a call.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let me patch the caller through. Producer, patch the caller through.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Can you go ahead?
Good morning, Mr. Newry.
Good morning. How you doing?
And good morning to your guest, Mr. Valentino Scrooge Brown.
Good morning, ma'am.
This is Jackie Popel Doncom.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Duncan, that's Miss family.
Yes, I had to call Miss Bronson's aunt.
Yes, I know.
Of course. I had to call in, you see, because Grandstand is very near and dear to us, my family.
Yes.
Because we grew up in there. Mm-hmm. Okay? And what Scrooge has done, he has been tested and he's been tried. And I encourage him to continue to keep up the great work. And I want to encourage everyone who came from Grandstand over the hill in Baintown, let's go back. Let's look back. Let's give back. Let's see how we can help our community that gave us birth. Mm-hmm. Let's show others there that we care. If just keeping our areas clean and keeping our yards and whatever, just do our part. Let's just go to the authorities and get the help that we need to go through each corner, wherever we grew up at, that corner. Let's say, you know what? Let's organize the government, get the dumpster there, get the cleanup going on to help partner with Scrooge and the work that he's doing. And I want to applaud the churches, them who are doing a great job in keeping their surroundings clean. I mean, beautiful. From Blue Hill Road straight through to Taylor Street, straight through to East Street. Beautiful. But let's keep the homes around the areas them too clean. And I want to applaud Salem Baptist Church, my home church, my birth church, my growth church. And Pastor Theodore is doing an awesome work. He and his parishioners and the administration, we want to applaud them. That's what ministry is all about, Mr. Newry. That's what ministry is all about, Scrooge. Going back, reaching back, and giving back.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pope Duncan. I appreciate you calling in.
Be encouraged. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Let's go straight to the next caller there. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me? Did we lose him? Okay, we lost him just now. And Miss, we're going to commercial break already? We're running time quickly. On the next side of this break, right, I want to talk about what we can do. Ms. Pope Duncan said we can help partner with you with beautifying the neighborhood. What type of supplies you need in order to make this happen? Small things I can say, let me bring this, let me bring that. I want to talk about that, and then we go back to the partners of who all is helping and what all of you have accomplished. But this has been Guardian Radio on the AM with Cecil Newry, and we're talking about Grantstown, Hay Street, all the way to Ross Corner, on top of the hill there, parts of Mason, and Scrooge said they're doing great things. And this is a progress report, and we're trying to find out exactly what are these great things happening inside the community. We'll be right back.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Girl, Junior just showed me Bella Boy on his phone.
What you mean? He take picture of that good for nothing boy?
Shh. Shh, you don't want Bella hair, you say that. You know she always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there cause the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send pictures direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas, then pick install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is also a section on missing persons.
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You're always covering me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Newry, and we are talking with Valentino Brown. And on the break, I was reading this text I received. It's alarming because I know exactly where the texter is referring to, right? It's a Grand Rising, Mr. Newry. Awesome show. Can you please ask Mr. Brown about an abandoned building that is on Hay Street and Wilson Street? Say the men there are harboring and they're up to no good. They're stealing and they're trespassing and doing all. I don't want to read that part. What they're doing, right? All kind of things in people's yard. The person in the text said they're trying to find the owner. But are you able to assist because it has become crime-ridden at this particular building?
Well, good question. I'm going to give you the best answers possible. I have two twin cousins, through there, Keaton KV. They're responsible for keeping the area clean. I just spoke to them about a few weeks ago about the same property. I said that, you guys are street generals from the Progressive Liberal Party. I said, you guys, can actually take care of this part of the community. So I think it's up to Keaton KV, who are in charge of that particular area. That's their home, and the abandoned building is in front of their houses. And as people who represents the party, and they're doing great work in the community, and they want to make sure the government repeat, I think it's best for them to find a solution that's to clean it up and board it up.
But clearly the people in the community are alarmed, so definitely some attention.
Yes, we need people to step up in the community who live in these particular communities that has abandoned houses. Mm-hmm. People say what they can do to help me. See, I live in a community where some people don't want change. I have some neighbors who don't like what I'm doing for one particular reason. I don't know. It don't really matter to me. They're just some people, but they can see the progress. They like what's going on. So we don't worry about the naysayers. So I'm encouraging people, if they live in these areas, not only in the Grand Center area, live in Bainton, Fox Hill, wherever there's a abandoned house or a yard that needs to be cleaned down, don't let it just stay there. Get together as a group of people and make a difference and make it into something useful.
So people like me who used to live in the community but moved out, right? What can I do to help, especially in the beautification project? What all y'all need? What all small things now? Because you can't break my pocket. What all can I do?
All right. For instance, if we're doing a project, just say that we're going on, and I put up a project schedule. Say we're going to do this year, like a specific, we're going to clean on the house, which we're going to do, right? We're going to need garbage bags. Okay. We're going to need manpower. We're going to need rakes. Might need a weed whacker, which we have. We need gloves. Because there are some places that we're going to have to go into and remove a lot of old furniture, a lot of garbage. We're going to need masks. And then also we're going to need a bin to move it.
So they're small things.
I could
donate a bin
or
some gloves.
Yes, they're small
or
things.
Or even a case of water.
Even if you just donate the bin, the bin is the most important thing. If anyone could do anything, just the bin. If someone like to pay for a bin, we're doing a project, that's the most important thing. We could go from there. The rest, I can handle.
Let me go to this call, and then I want to ask about, I see somebody's clearing down some properties and cleaning it up. I want to know who that is
and go ahead.
Why that's happening. But go ahead, caller. Can you hear me?
No.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, Pumpkin.
Oh, okay. Valentino, how you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Hi, Pumpkin, like you say, I appreciate your work. This was me and Aaron Green talk about this morning in terms of community or local government, where the community get together and solve the problem and
Yes.
take care of the area.
Yes.
So, and this is timely, Mr. Newry.
Mm-hmm.
This is timely because he come on and talk about his community and talk about making a difference. And he talk about his cousins, twin cousins, possibility of working in his area. And that's what I want local government to come about. So I appreciate what you're doing, sir.
Yes,
Keep it a good work. You can look me up on. If you need help, Peter L. Maspy on my Facebook page.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
I have to
Thank
add
you
pumpkin
very
eater so we could get some bin
Yeah, we
from
get
him.
some, yes. That's what we could do.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I like bromeliads. Someone needs to give us some bromeliads and have us planted the bright pink reddish ones and have it planted throughout the neighborhood.
Yes, that's what the community all about.
Or we could get maybe Leslie Miller donated some paint.
Yes.
Let's paint some these houses some fluorescent colors.
Yes, fix these
pastel
all
colours.
abandoned houses up to these communities. We can do that. You know, they're there. They've been there 40 years. The owners are not doing nothing. Why we can't show some windows and doors and use it useful?
So
You know?
I've noticed 1 or 2 properties have been cleared
I mean, in the community?
in the community, and there are even some people to be doing some.
That's Brent
some-
Simonet, Brent Simonet and Robin Simonet. Just going to be one of the items. See, the thing is, right, why they support. This how they support. I would say, sir, look at the community, you know, government is cleaning up, but in the back of the houses, on the side of the houses are completely filthy. I don't have the resources. So what do is, you tell me, say, write up a bill to Bahamas Space, get some guys who, you know, pay the minimum wage, and I'd pay them through you to clean up the property. And I'd give you a sniping for yourself. And that's how I do. He helps me pay myself. That's how I'm working. That's how I'm working, putting money in my pocket because I'm working in my own. I'm my own boss, and him and his wife are assisting me with little small funds when we're doing project. And that's how the areas can clean up. Spend thousands cleaning up.
And,
remove tons of garbage.
I
Just
know I
working
see
with
the
them.
communities,
Tons.
especially old buildings, have seen.
Yes, removed.
You know, and
A lot
trash
of-
throwaway.
yes.
There's a lot of.
Removed.
I even see some gardens.
Yes.
So who's doing the garden thing?
All the ideas that I talked about with Lennon Bombers or the Simonets, they just say it makes sense and we'd support you with it.
You just have to come up with a plan.
It's just
and
a
present
plan
it.
that is sensible. Not something to go use somebody and say the people are rich. No, I don't do that. I don't think no one should do that because you're gonna mess things up when people really want to help. No, I'm a credible person. Money don't move me. Anyone who knows me, I could have been rich long time ago, and not because I've dealt with all. I've dealt with Miss Lynn Penny. She's rich too, and she could tell you I'm credible. Anything that is given to me towards the community goes to the community. Nothing is used on me. Besides, if Miss Penny say, "Well, what is the tournament?" I said, "The tournament is $3,500." She said, "Okay, that's $4,000." She said, "Nah, don't go spend all that on the tournament. Make sure you put something in your pocket." And most of my sponsors always do it because they know I'm not never going to take nothing out for nothing they give to me. And everything I have is a given account for. Only beside what is given to me for my personal use, like they help me with my restaurant. Other than that, I'm credible across the board. I don't believe in that fool about corruption. I don't.
And I know you have a tournament coming soon. Because this is another
Yes.
show. I can't talk about
Go
that
ahead.
now because we're talking about the community and the progress.
Go ahead,
report.
sorry.
There is a housing crisis in our old
Yes.
or my old community, your community
Yes,
now,
yes.
right? Where there are a number of persons who are still looking for homes, right? I've seen someone look like they're doing renovations for these houses. I want to know what project is happening regarding. Actually, I see one particular house look like they're getting renovated.
Where's that?
This is like on Hay Street in the side corner.
Lennon Bombers.
Go ahead, see him there.
Here's a recommendation of Lennon Bombers extending their
So what are they
hand.
doing? What Lennon Bahamas doing in this building?
It's going to be a halfway house for single-parent mothers until they could get themselves into a low-cost home. So it's going to be a place for single-parent mothers who have a kid and don't have no place to go.
That's what they building there because I see the construction. I see they start.
All this is a part of the plan to develop the community and have natural resources for the community residents. That's Lennon Bombers. They extended their hand. They're taking advice from good people and they're adding their own ideas. So when I'm giving them ideas, they're expanding on it. See, it's expanding. You know, not to take control. See, the thing is with me, right? Anyone could get along with me. Anyone could get along with me. Anyone who will work with me can get along with me. That's why things has happened. Notice, anything I touch turns to gold. Anything I touch, anything I'm involved with turns to gold. And I don't even want to put $1. Like this national plan, see? This national urban design law plan is the plan for Nassau, New Providence.
The whole New
The whole New Providence. Which is the overall initiative?
I can talk about that.
Okay.
But I also want to talk about this tour thing you keep on talking about. But I cannot do that yet. I have a caller.
Okay, go ahead,
Caller
go ahead.
here, and I want to say thank you for lending a hand for this project.
Yes.
This halfway house, like you said.
Yes.
And I would like to know what else they plan.
Yes, a lot of big real-
especially in that community. We know that the Kemp family,
Yes.
Audley Kemp family, have all kind of abandoned buildings in that community.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that some kind of arrangement. And I'm sure you're
We're working with somebody
working
now.
on
We're
to
working-
get access to, especially for the housing crisis, that these were former apartments could be fixed again and people could move in, man.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that can
Yes.
happen. But let me go to this caller. Caller, can you hear me?
Good morning, Mr. Newry.
How you doing today?
Hey, Scrooge Sparky.
Go ahead, Sparky.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, yeah, man, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Congratulations again, Scrooge.
Yeah.
You know, Scrooge. I doing the same thing, but Scrooge, but you on top of it, big up yourself. Let me big mouth step up too.
Go ahead,
They
man.
tell me every time I try to do anything like gardening and farming, I got a green thumb. I tell them I got like Scrooge. I don't know green thumb. I got a golden arm. My thing is stand to gold too. But you know, I've been trying to encourage people like the same thing, Scrooge. If we start with the communities, the small things first, getting the community together like the park run by me, right, Scrooge?
Yes, sir.
I've been trying to tell people my responsibility trying to clean that up is the point, like, instead of just mowing and picking up paper and bottle, change the park, plant fruit trees, plant food bearings.
Yes, sir.
Don't just pick up paper and grass and leaves and bottles. Plant some food trees, some avocados, mangoes, anything dilly around the park so as children grow up, they could use these for natural, organic foods to eat. These things you could go and take to school as lunch.
Yes.
Let's build the country. Let us, instead of waiting for people to do it, let us start as the young people.
Yes.
Let the politicians look at us.
Yes.
There are people waking.
Yes.
Be waking. Let's wake. Vehemence, plant food.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Sparky.
Yes, Sparky.
Let's, on that pivot with Sparky said.
Yes.
He's saying plant food.
Of course.
Once upon a time, see how I put it?
Once upon
I
a
ain't
time.
saying that you're doing it now. Once upon a time, I remember seeing a garden. What happened to that garden?
The garden is ongoing now. We have an
Oh, the garden's still there.
garden's there. We have an entrepreneurial program going on now with Lenan Bahamas.
Oh,
Yes, indoor. We have a big thing on boss. We can on board. Yes, it's a lot. I ain't telling you because there's so much going
no,
on.
you got to tell me about the garden.
We have an entrepreneurial garden and we have a garden through Lewis Creek that we plant some new fruits. We just get back to it. It's there, but we have an entrepreneurial garden going on now where we're growing cabbages and all that stuff. I'm telling you, go on Lenan Facebook page.
And what happens to these vegetables? And
They're going to be given out to the older residents in the community. We're keeping them healthy. It's going to the older residents. Once it's harvest, they're going to the older residents who come to the center for their special day.
Okay.
It's given back.
And I know I'm going backtracking.
Yeah.
Right, because she was talking about the curator
Curator.
From the central bank,
Yuli
who's part-
Wogus.
yeah, who's partnering with you.
The beautiful.
But I want to know who is the painter,
Wait.
who's painting the walls.
Well, we had a lot of different painters. Antonio Roberts.
Antonio Roberts, the
Antonio
famous
Roberts,
Bahamian
he
painter,
assists me. That's who assists.
came into the inner city
Of course.
and do what exactly?
He is my partner. He's part of Lenan Bartles. He's a part of the program running in Lewis Creek.
What do you do? What do you do?
He assists by speaking up for the community. He was the one who was able to set up the artists to come through and do the wall of respect artistry on the wall of Lewis Creek. You remember the wall on the Lewis
I
Creek?
see the wall
All
on
those
Lewis
different
Creek.
artists? That's Antonio Roberts.
So no, tell me about that. When you say all those different artists, what do you mean?
Different artists from Antonio Roberts' program. And they wanted to have the time to come and do the wall of respect because we are beautifying the area.
And whose faces are on this wall of respect?
You have Martin Luther King. You have a few suffrage movement. Then you have a few other just normal things down on the wall.
Because the place is beautiful in terms of artistic. It looks
Yes.
like a museum in terms of painting.
The
all
whole
over
Lewis
place.
Street is going to be like that. So I'm not worrying about the neighbors in the community. The naysayers. You have a 2 or 3. They don't want change. You understand? So we're not even concerned about them. We can make change happen regardless, you know? So the whole Lower Street is going to be painted. We're going to have garbage bins like Bay Street. And all the yards and houses are going to be boarded up with nice doors and windows and painted up. And we're going to create some small business in that vicinity to have the tourists to come over in that community.
You mentioned small businesses. Are there any small businesses in the community now?
We're developing. There are small businesses, about 2 or 3, but we need at least 20 in that particular area. And we're working on that.
What happens on Saturday?
Saturdays, we have a feeding program. Feeding program on Hay Street Park every Saturday.
On History Park. Tell me about that.
That is a group that came to assist from Canada, but now being able to take it over. And now they be there every Saturday doing a feeding program. I don't like to talk about those kind of stuff, but because I keep those private, I'm just like the seminars who do programs in the country and help people, but I don't like to. I only saying this rightfully so to let people know that people are working in that country for the betterment of that country, not for monetary gain or publicity or for no political party. I'm doing it because if I don't do it and you don't do it, our country is going to stay dirty. Crime is going to increase, poverty level is going to increase, and we're not going to be able to have an island. We're going to have a city that no one can roam around and have fun no more.
And every other week, I see you do a cleanup campaign.
Every week we work in an area.
Who and you are doing this cleanup campaign?
A few of the guys, Al.
I know Al Leslie.
They have a small team, but these people working together. Elroy Bryce, the guy who was one of the leaders of the. Now he's a good guy in the area. Elroy Bryce is assistant with the cleanup effort because all of them are the same bad guys. All of them are. They like how it sounds. They're refraining from using violence. I'm talking to them and they.
So you say you have convinced?
Not convinced. They know without a shadow of doubt that I mean good for my community. They know I ain't about no money. They know I ain't about no politics. They know from watching me over the years how I struggling. I still struggling, Don't mind me. I still struggling. Like I tell you, I never take nothing from nobody, regardless if they're rich or poor, to do nothing with my gain. My gain, I have to struggle myself. That's how my grandmother teach me. Struggle for yourself. You understand? My reward coming from the Father. But I will be successful one day. You understand?
So every weekend or every other week, you'll do a cleanup campaign.
Yes.
Every weekend or every other week,
you'll do a
food feeding program. Every week or every other week, you'll do something. Because I saw you're going to do yard to yard.
Yes.
Like this person yard this week, and then the next week someone else's yard.
And people are mad because of that. Some neighbors are mad because of that.
Mad?
They're mad now saying you're trying to take over people's yard. The whole concept is to beautify. No one needs to take nothing from nobody. But they seeing the wrong picture. You understand? Because that's the way how the black crowd syndrome is. And they know me all these years, and they know I've been working in the area over 20-something years. I've even cleaned up their property over and over and over. So all of a sudden now, it's just because that's the jealousy of us. We are some of the most wicked set of people when it comes to seeing somebody trying to do, not to do it for the betterment of the country,
Let's talk vision and immediate future. For the past couple of years, interviewing you talk about this tourist concept, right? Touring concept. And I know it's a slow molasses type movement trying to get that there, but you're taking steps.
Yes.
I want you to explain to listening audience, because I only have a 2-3 minute leave, what exactly is the end goal with this tour thing you're trying to do?
The end goal of this is to bring customers in the inner city community, because you can't have economy unless you have customers. The tourists are coming to Nassau and Providence, and we're looking like we come some type of zoo. They're driving in taxis and riding past and believe I's a chimpanzee. I know I's an ugly guy, but they want to stop. If we get them to stop, we have 70-some-thousand people in the Prime Minister's state don't have a proper bank account. You also had to add this. You have about 70 to 100,000 people don't have $1,000, behemoth of $1,000 in the bank. We have a high unemployment right now in the country. So that's 3 things right there. 3 things. How are we going to combat that? We need to get the tourists to stop in the city community. So the beautification is to clean up the area, right? To paint the houses, to fix the doors, to clean down the yards and create green spaces. Start a few small business in the city community around that trajectory area, make it a safe zone. And once the tourists come and they stop, my restaurant, they stop at the local bar, they stop at the coconut boy, they stop at the hair braider, they stop at the lady who doing the toe, the nails and etc. So we created a revenue up in there. And that's the extent of getting tourists to come over. They're coming to the Bahamas. This is reported by our government, right? And they don't spend. If we get them to spend at least $150 or $50 or $100, you know what that could create for us in that small economy right up in there? A lot of people's lives change, A lot of people's lives have changed. And we're walking distance from Bay Street. So that's what the urban design lab book was for. That's what the Urban Hill was created for. That's why I was working on the IDB Bank. Because when I was younger, we had tourists coming in the area, and we never lacked nothing. We had the latest technology. When they were going back to Florida, they left all their color TV, their earphones, their videos. So we were sophisticated in the community. You understand, Mr. Newry? That's what it's all about. Creating an economy where people could have jobs and ownership of business, making it off the tourism industry. We are setting on a record place 10 million. And all the money makes on Bay Street. We have $2 million come over from Bay Street. That's the taxi drivers, the people who work in the stores. And they're the ones who spend a little couple dollars around.
And we don't know the time.
Yes.
But I have a texter here says she's going to donate all kind of bromeliads to you. So I can just take the number.
Say that again?
All kind of bromeliads she planned to donate. But I got to finish right now. This has been Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Newry, and have a wonderful day.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.